I have never played a Kirby game, ever. Well, not really. Circa 1998, 10-year-old me attended a middle school end-of-the-year party at our school's cafeteria. The gaming nerds like myself were too cool to stay inside with the music and random activities, so we walked outside the building to play some Game Boy and trade stories. Between Pokemon, Metroid, and Super Mario Land, I noticed a peculiar game, Kirby's Dream Land. The image of an all-powerful white vacuum fighting a giant tree stuck out to me. I played the game for a couple minutes before the teachers got mad that we were outside and called us back in. Eventually I learned what Kirby was, but I never got any of the games. My only exposure was through the Smash Bros. Series and the Right Back Atcha anime. But fast forward to the now, and the Switch being such a hot commodity in the gaming space, I got excited, like many others, to check out Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Going in, I had very little expectations. I had always assumed most of the Kirby games were either too easy or too simple. I know of the memes and the lore behind the character. Initially, the appeal of a full 3D Kirby game was pretty exciting, but it was the setup that intrigued me. To quickly summarize the game, one day, Kirby and the fine folks chilling on planet Popstar get sucked up into a dark vortex and end up in the abandoned civilization called the New World. Kirby soon discovers the Waddle Dees are being kidnapped by the New World's native wildlife, the Beast Pack. In this excursion, we meet an adorable chinchilla-like creature called Elphaline. The two of you set about to rescue the Waddle Dees and figure out why you were sucked into this post-apocalyptic world and who might be responsible for it. The visuals for this game are gorgeous. There's a really nice contrast between our main character's look and the New World's setting. Whether it's an abandoned mall, ocean landscapes, desert oasis, or just a volcanic scenery, it all blends rather well and feels pretty immersive. The controls for the game are pretty simple and easy to grasp. Like many Kirby games, you will guide the main character through different stages with objectives in mind. Kirby can jump, slide, and inhale enemies and objects, spitting them out as dangerous projectiles or swallowing them to gain special abilities. Most of the copy abilities are standard for the franchise, but since this was my first time actually playing through one of these games, it was all quite new to me. Bomb, wind, fire, sword, time abilities, just to name a few. They all felt unique enough that I wanted to try different methods to beating the levels and the bosses with them. Finding the right power set to flawlessly achieve my goals and rescue the darned Waddle Dees. Introduced in this game is the Mouthful Mode, which caught the internet's attention with Kirby swallowing large objects like vending machines, traffic cones, and a frickin' car. Needless to say, the racing minigames in it were a blast. At the end of each level, you need to collect a certain amount of Waddle Dees, freeing them from their cages so they can safely return to their hometown, but also to help you unlock the final stage in each area. Now this is simple enough, but the minds at HAL Lab wanted us to experience repetition by having the need to replay a level over and over and over to make sure all the hidden Ds are rescued by meeting certain goals, some easier or harder than others. With enough Ds, you move on to face the boss in each area, which are all pretty unique and memorable. Immediately I gravitated towards this game's giant tree or tropic woods as one of my favorite fights. Thinking logically and using a fire ability to burn down that tree was pretty chaotic and satisfying. The more you upgrade your abilities, the cooler they are and the more damage they will inflict. Kirby ain't messing around. The story itself was pretty straightforward, but it was towards the end with the final boss that I realized how messed up this new world is. I certainly did not expect to be faced with the trifecta of frickin' Leomon, Biolante, and an angel from Neon Genesis Evangelion while they contemplated on the invasion of planet Popstar and the rest of the universe. Also, New World totally had humans, right? I'm not crazy on that. Overall, my experience was gratifying. This Kirby game has all the cuteness you could want while opening up to new ideas and areas to explore in beautiful 3D landscapes, a darker storyline that is brimming with themes of friendship and second chances. This game has good usage of Kirby's copy abilities that lead to some well-crafted stages and boss fights. The difficulty kept increasing as you reached your final destination, and to my surprise, doubled in the post-game content. Kirby and the Forgotten Land makes you want to grind and complete everything, which can be bothersome for some, but to me I found it rather enjoyable, scratching that itch for completion as I traverse the lands, finding and upgrading my abilities while doing everything imaginable to rescue the legion of missing Ds. And as you do, new areas open up in Waddle Dee Town, with shops, gashapon machines, and even a battle coliseum opening up so you can keep fighting enemies long after you've saved the universe. Okay, so I should mention that one of the reasons it took me so long to finish the game and actually post this review was because of all the missing Waddle Dees that need trickier goals to complete and frickin' rescue. And I'll be completely honest, some of these little douchebags are still missing. At some point I told myself, I need to finish this game. The missing Ds, thank you for your sacrifice. I went in for the wholesomeness and left with an impressive story about a world of characters fighting for survival as the end becomes imminent. The new world was once a booming place with many individuals calling it their home, and while the story doesn't spell it out for you, it became a sad, desolate place, a shadow of its former self, now led by the Beast Pack, with ambitions and hopes of survival through questionable methods. I'd love that the game doesn't take itself too serious, yet dared to include some darker elements in a family-oriented game. The blossoming friendship between our pink ball of fluff and that turquoise chinchilla was too cute. I mean, just look at him. So in the end, not bad for a first Kirby game. I guess I've been spoiled, though I suspect I will want to backtrack and replay the mainline games just to see how deep the Kirbyverse goes. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope it was to your liking. I had a lot of fun playing and reviewing this game, and I'm looking forward to the next review on this channel. Stay safe, God bless, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, so I can see you on the next one.